What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hope all of you are having a great day so far today. Jumping into this episode, Spencer was pissing me off. Him and his daddy are both getting on my damn nerves. They just can't get it together. You know what I'm saying? This man had the audacity to go up into the gallery and ask Trina, "So how are you doing? How are you?" How the hell you think she doing, fool? She fighting for her freedom right about now because of your ignorant ass girlfriend. And you're not doing anything to help her. And then he had the nerve to get all riled up because um he was worried about her telling her lawyer about using him as an alibi because she was in the cemetery with him that day. And that's all he worried about. And Trina told him, "Oh, well, if I need to use you as an alibi, then I will." Sweetheart, you should have been told Scott about that. I'm sorry, but if I'm fighting for my life and there's all this fake evidence against me and it can convict me, and the DA is going hard at me and I'm looking at possibly the full maximum sentence, I'm using every piece of evidence I have that can exonerate me. I'm using that shit. And that's what she need to do. Trina need to start thinking more. She's a smart girl, but it's like, think. You have proof that you didn't send that video out because you were in the cemetery with Spencer. Hopefully Spencer wouldn't get on the stand and lie, but you were in the cemetery with him. He never once saw her pull out a phone and tap a button because you have to pull out a phone and send something in order to get that on the screen. He never saw her do it. And it went out at the same time she was with him. So obviously she couldn't have done that. I would use that. I would have told Scott the first damn day because I ain't going down for nobody. So Spencer started having this little moment where he was telling her, "Oh, I'm in love with you, and I'm only, pretending to be on Esme's side." But it was all a thought. That's all it was. It was just a thought. I said, "Of course." So then he snaps back into reality and basically tells Esme to stop blame. I mean, tell Trina to stop blaming Esme for everything. I was so glad when Trina told him to get the hell out. I said, "Yes, please get out and don't come back." I am so ready for Trina to be exonerated and get the hell away from Spencer. I am so ready for that. I cannot wait for that to happen because I done had enough. Like Trina deserves so much better, and Spencer is not it. Like he is not it at all. That's why I want to know more about this officer, Mr. Rory. I want to know more about him, his background before I root fully for him and Trina. But I am rooting for him and Trina. I'm just gonna tell you that right now because I like the chemistry between them, and she need to get Spencer out of her system. Like the boy is trifling. He rather believe this psycho nut over you, so get rid of him expeditiously. Just toss him to the trash. Put him back to the streets. That's why I feel like him and Nicholas, they deserve whatever hell Esme is about to rain down on them. They deserve it. They really do, because they're both idiots. Um Speaking of, so that was idiot number one. Let's talk about idiot number two, Nicholas Cassadine. So Esme was feeding him all this garbage about her childhood and how lonely it was, and all she had was her nanny, but they lost touch, and all this hoopla. Like she was laying it on thick. Oh, we're just alike because Laura left you when you were a child. She was laying it on thicker than peanut butter. And Nicholas was sitting there all buttered up. I'm like, Nicholas, go. Mm, 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 mm. If I was Ava, I would have came in that house and smacked him upside his damn head. How stupid can you be? Like, sir, you are just letting this girl butter you up. Like, she just spreaded him so easy. You like the boy is whipped. You could just spread him on the sandwich. Him and Spencer. That's how whipped they are. Like, I don't understand this. I think deep down they know Esme is no good, but for whatever reason they're choosing to stick by her. I don't know why. Because it's a fool's move in my opinion. Um, But she was laying it on pretty thick with him though. And Nicholas was falling for it, hook, line, and sinker. So of course when Ava came home, Nicholas trying to be the dutiful husband, waiting up for her. Oh, can I fix you a drink? Ava was like Novocaine. Ava was not feeling him. She said, "No, you cannot fix me a drink. I'm going to bed." This fool really sitting here talking about, "Oh, can I join you?" Hell no. No, you cannot. You can go get on that, go get in that empty bed of yours. And Ava told him, you ain't getting in my bed. Ava was colder than the other side of the pillow with him, and I cannot blame her at all. She let him know, listen, as long as you keep rooting for Esme, we're not doing nothing. They're pretty much in a name only marriage at this point. They ain't doing no hugging, no kissing, no nothing. Nothing of any kind, not even a friendly handshake. Nothing, not even a hello dear. You're not getting none of that. Absolutely nothing. Nothing of affection he's not getting from her. Um, so it looks like for as long as he's up Esme's ass, he needs to go take a cold shower. Um, Ava was like, "Listen, we not doing nothing at all," and I don't blame Ava. She didn't even want to do the commitment ceremony, the vow renewal. She didn't even want to do that anymore. Like she out the mood for that. And Nicholas is still sitting there trying to act like his marriage is not in trouble. Like, dude, you're choosing this girl over your wife. Like, what do you think? You thought your wife was gonna be cool with that, bro? It looked like Nicholas for the foreseeable future is gonna be taking a lot of cold showers and using a lot of Jergens lotion, cause that's the only pleasure he gonna get. But I got a feeling though, Esme's plan is working. Like she might get him into bed sooner rather than later if things continue to go the way that they're going. So Esme was looking all through her letters and stuff, and she got a letter from her nanny. And basically, her nanny wasn't happy about her moving to Port Charles because that means she's moving closer to her father. I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. Are they really going with this? Like, is her dad really Ryan? Because if it is, that's nasty. I saw the way that they were with each other before, and that just screamed sexual tension. It really did. I got pure nasty flirtation from them. Ugh, it made me itch just thinking about it. Like it just looked very disgusting when I first seen it. I'm like, y'all touching and y'all flirting. And the way she was talking to Ryan, oh, you like it when I call you daddy. I'm like, that sounded like something straight out of a porno. Uh, it just seemed very disturbing. So I really hope that's not her dad, because if it is, they have a very disturbing relationship, and that's not good. Um, so anyway, moving on from that. So I had a feeling at some point Sonny was gonna want to give Phyllis the bar, and he would have given it to her for free, but for tax purposes, he can't, because that would have fell on Phyllis. But he offered to give it to her for $100. He was like, "Listen, you give me $100, it's all yours." And after who came in to convince her, she agreed. And I'm happy for her, because I had a feeling Phyllis was gonna end up owning that bar, because we all know Sonny didn't want the damn thing. He don't need it. So I was happy that he's giving it to Phyllis. She deserved it. I was super happy with it. And after Phyllis was leaving to go, do a bank deposit or whatever, these two fool masked gunmen come up in there or whatever. Now I see why General Hospital preempted this episode from yesterday, because of the tragedy that happened on the subway in New York yesterday. I see why they preempted it. Um, but yeah, these fools had the nerve to come up in there and try to rob Charlie. I'm like, are you insane? Do they not do their homework about who own businesses in that community? Like, do y'all not? Like, you're gonna rob a bar that a mob boss owns? Like, y'all didn't know Sonny owned it? I guess y'all don't have Google. Y'all can't Google who name is on the deed or whatever, or who own it. Y'all don't do no fact checking, no, don't case the joint. Because I'm pretty sure if they cased the place, they would see that Sonny's name, like, well, not his name on the bar, but they would see that Sonny frequents that bar, so you would know something. And I'm pretty sure everybody in that town know, obviously, who Sonny is. So these two have a death wish. So anyway, Sasha sit here all giddy because of the IPO going out or whatever. Which means more money for her, because her and Brando are looking for a new place or whatnot. They looking for a new house. Sasha was asking such a obvious question. Like, she talking about, oh, do you think, like, we rushed to get married, or something to that effect. Yeah, Sasha, she was worried that she pushed too hard for them to get married. I'm like, duh, you pretty much kind of did under the influence. Brando tried to reassure her, no, I love you. Brando, you ain't got to lie to her. Because marriage wasn't even on their radar before. Like it wasn't even a topic. So yeah, she definitely pushed hard for it. And I think Brando was saying all that just to, you know, be nice and not really try to crush her, her feelings or anything like that. But he know good and well they rushed into that marriage, and he know it. She was not in her right frame of mind when she made that crazy proposal because they were nowhere near marriage. Let's be honest, not even close. Um. So anyway, moving on from that, I felt bad for Cameron because now he's starting to feel the effects of that sex tape. He got a call from Lila's kids or whatever. He can't come back this summer as a head counselor. They don't want him at the camp. They don't want him having nothing to do with the camp. Can't come back as a counselor. Like it's affecting them, in major ways. And I know, Cam loved doing that and stuff, and now it's affecting him professionally. So that's pretty messed up. So they definitely need to figure out how to bust Esme. I mean, there's a couple ways of doing it. All they gotta do is call Spinelli and have him trace that phone. Now that the PCPD have the phone, all they got to do is find out where that phone was bought. If they can find out the store that the phone was bought, they can look at the surveillance cameras during the time of the cabin trip or before it and find out who bought that phone. There's cameras at every convenience store pretty much, so you can find out who did it. All they got to do is do it. But I don't think the PCPD is going to go that far. Dante and Jordan claim that they're investigating this thing, but I'm like, clearly you're not doing that much to investigate. So I think they need Spinelli to get on this. Because I think if they do a thorough investigation, like tracking that phone to see where it was bought, boom, you got Esme right where you want her. It's the easy win. But I feel that also Sam is playing a dangerous game. Like as soon as Dante got up from that table, she started looking at his phone because he had got a text from Rory about the evidence or whatever against Trina. And Dante caught her looking at his phone like, what the hell are you doing? You know? I'm like, Sam, tell that man what you doing. Because I would hate for her to mess up this relationship with him. Like, she should at least be honest with him. Y'all working on the same side. So why not be honest? You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all both want the same thing. Dante knows Trina didn't do this. Sam knows Trina didn't do this. So you're a PI, he's a detective, work together on it. Why sit here and go behind his back to look at his phone? Just, work with him on the case in an unofficial capacity as a private investigator. You know what I mean? Like y'all working together, sharing information. Boom. I don't see why she feel the need to go behind his back on it. I mean, but we all know Dante is pretty by the book, so I don't know how that's gonna work. Um, cause I ain't got time for them to be having no issues right about now. Not at all right about now. No issues. At least not yet. Um, so anyway, Lisa and Scott being all lovey dovey and extra. I could tell looking at Scott and Lisa, they be having some wild zoo like sex. I'm telling you, they just look like they into that animal print kinky shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew Nicholas and Ava was about that life, but I'm pretty sure Scott and Lisa are about that. Like even Britt was looking at them all hating. Like get a room. Like y'all all at the table being all extra flirty. Like Britt was like, listen, get me the hell out this table. Um, I don't understand why Lisa was pushing so hard for Britt to find a man. Because she's sitting there talking about, I got a man, Nina got a man. Technically, Nina ain't got no man. She's still single. Um, I'm just saying. But yeah, it's like, why is she pushing so hard? Like, I'm pretty sure when the right man come along, Britt is going to find somebody. I mean, I can understand why Lisa's doing it, actually, because she don't want her daughter to be alone. I get it. But, you got to find relationships in your own time. You know what I mean? Like let it happen naturally. You can't force it. But she did get a few matches on that dating service, so that's a good sign. Um, so hopefully we get to see some crazy Brit scenes where she's out on a date and stuff. Lisa and Scott were acting like some big old kids, basically trying to tell Dante that he needs to get control of Sonny. Because Lisa at this point is sick and tired of Sonny trying to bully and harass Scott. Um, trying to bully and harass him and stuff like that. Dante did not give a damn at that point. Dante was like, listen, I'll do the best I can to talk to Sonny, but at the end of the day, Scott is a big boy. He could handle Sonny, so I'm like, exactly. Ain't nobody got time for this petty nonsense. Scott can handle himself. He a big boy. I know he ain't scared of no Sonny, the big bad wolf. Scott is not afraid of him. So if I was Dante, I would have just brushed him off. I'm like, listen, I ain't getting in the middle of that foolishness. If Sonny breaks a law, call me. If not, leave me the hell out y'all business. I'm just saying, I got bigger things to do. Because Ava, but she was running around interrupting everybody. She was running around interrupting Dante and Sam little dinner because she was like, listen, what you doing to lock up Esme? Ava was not playing. She said, listen, get on your job, lock this girl up. And then she was trying to tell Scott to do his job and go back to the court and fix it so Spencer doesn't have to do restitution at her gallery and work with Trina. Scott was like, listen, I can't freaking go back to a judge and change a court order. Ava was not playing with Scott. She said, I don't give a damn how you do it. Just get it done. Ava was not trying to hear nothing Scott had to say. She was like, get it done. I'm ordering you to get it done. You work for me. Scott, listen. Scott better listen, because Ava was on her bullshit today. She was not playing. She went to everybody's table telling them what to do. Ava was on one today. She was not having it. She said, Dante, you're going to do your job. Scott, you're going to do your job. Let's get this done. Ava was on the warpath. Like, she was not playing with neither one of them. But anyway, that was pretty much the whole episode today. Hit the comment section and let me know what y'all all thought, and I will see y'all all later. Have a great day. Peace.